Hey guys, reading time. How is everyone? Alrighty, we are doing Divine Masculine side for today's collective. So the connecting side of today's collective. So just before I really get into it, just to make sure that this is your reading, that you're that Divine Masculine for that Divine Feminine, I want to get what you're currently going through with these. We're going to confirm with Tarot, and then we'll see, what's happening universally with you guys, what's happening having to do with certain lessons and stuff. I did feel in today's collective that maybe you are going through certain nervousness having to do with certain communication, but the biggest thing that we were feeling in that collective was, sense of urgency from the Divine Masculine. Well, let's get into it. Alrighty. Today's collective, connecting energy, Divine Masculine. What are they currently going through? Wow, first one, passion, and we did get that one. But insane chemistry, liking each other equally. I kind of want to get 3 of these, and then I want to get tarot, I think. But you guys are going currently over the separation. It makes sense. We did have that in that first part, and Girl with a Snake. So this is about certain boundaries. Maybe you feel... maybe you're currently going through certain, malicious energy around you. I do feel like there's this uncertainty of the future in this collective. Let's get one more. Girl with a Snake. Okay. Let's get one more for Girl with a Snake. There's a reason why I said it before. Like, you could feel like maybe there is malicious energy around you, but clearly whoever this Girl with a Snake is for this collective, you feel like you felt like an option. There were certain decisions that you're having to make. You felt strung along maybe. Maybe it was kind of like temptation energy, one night stand. Don't make it fit. We are getting a little bit more into depth with the connecting energy of this, today's my other collective, my Divine Feminine collective. But it could be that maybe you're trying to focus on abundance and keeping that positive mindset. It did happen with that other collective, but I do feel like this separation and this Girl with a Snake energy is kind of like making you reflect. And that's what's putting that uncertainty with the future, and maybe I did feel like maybe it could be that maybe you guys are currently reflecting on certain behaviors that you've had in the connection, but yeah. Let me get one more. But butterfly. And we did have a butterfly today in the morning, but this is about relationship evolving to the next phase, healing your inner child growth and epiphany. So I do believe that this collective, maybe you really are, even though you have this ignition with your passion having to do with you guys like each other equally, I do believe that you guys currently are, a little bit too focused on that separation and missing this person. I also believe that this collective, but that uncertainty of the future is really, sticking out to me, and that yearning. But I do believe that this collective, don't make it fit. This collective, you do have some sort of malicious energy around you. Someone who you believe is a fake empath, a narcissist. Someone who maybe you feel that you've been charmed or used by, and you've had to really put up certain boundaries with. Maybe it could be someone who you just met, or even someone who was a little bit unconventional, kind of like that situationship energy. But I'm hearing jealousy issues with that. So maybe, maybe you thought this connection was one way and it ended up being a totally different way from what it really was in your mind. This butterfly, I'm not seeing this as this girl with the snake. I'm seeing it as this person, passion separation. I feel like this was more of an impasse with that keys on a ring and that girl with the snake. Don't make it fit. It clearly is making you reflect on certain behavior you've had in the past with, you know, in other connections as well. Maybe, you know, that karmic energy, it really does, for masculines, come in the 3D. So if in the past you were someone who would maybe, and I don't want to be mean, but it's coming to my mind. Maybe you were someone who would make other people feel like an option, and maybe it was subconsciously, it wasn't something that you were doing on purpose, but maybe you were someone who was very, you know, neglectful towards others, or really self-absorbed kind of energy instead of thinking of how the other person might feel and stuff. I do feel like there was this certain karmic energy that came over you and really put that mirror aspect in front of you. Passion. All right, let's confirm. Passion. Mirror. Confirmation. This collective, you feel like whoever you're tied to energetically, you know, you're divine, and we'll see what comes out. But Cupid Zero, I do feel like this collective, you're trying to have hope and faith that love is coming your way with this person. But you could be, again, confirmation to what I said before, mirroring each other, having to do with self-image, also, you know, reflecting on your wounds in relationship. But you're going through an introspection right now. Separation. I'm hearing, what was that? Oh my God, it literally just left my brain, but it's kind of like that realization when you were apart that you actually like this person, because we have that I like you, someone likes you, romance is booming, fun, flirting, wanting to date, and we have that love energy. So focusing on conditional love. This collective, I really feel you're really being hopeful right now. I feel like, and I'm seeing my imagination card from those emotions. Let's get your emotions. Actually, let's get, what is this collective currently? Emotion, the emotions collective's currently sitting on. Trying to keep that positive mindset, choosing to focus on the lighter side of things. Whoa, freedom and courage. Okay, so and I do believe that with that passion. I was seeing my imagination, but there is a little bit of guilt. There's a little bit of guilt. Maybe choosing this person over that other person, this passion person. And that loneliness. I feel like, again, sense of urgency was what I was feeling. But you are trying to be grateful. You are trying to see, you know, from a different perspective. All right, let's get more for your emotions. I was really seeing my imagination card, my Page of Cups card. Hold on. Oh my. Fear. So you're going through fear and loneliness right now, but you are trying to be courageous through this, trying to focus maybe on your purpose, but, and, you know, really being in that happiness expansion energy. I really thought that that imagination card would come out, maybe through that lightning energy, you know, that epiphany energy. You really, and it's coming to my mind for a reason, there's a reason why that humor, that trying to see that glass half full instead of half empty energy came out first. You're really trying to keep that positive mindset. I feel like this collective, maybe one of your blocks, or even what you've realized is actually that epiphany, is actually that your mind can actually play more havoc in you than you actually see. It's that realization that your mind can play more tricks than you thought. It's kind of like what I'm feeling. So I do feel this collective, maybe you really are trying to stop your mind whenever it does, you know, overwhelm you with certain negative thinking. Don't make it fit. And you are finding that freedom within, you know, freeing your mind. But there is fear and loneliness here still. All right. Let's confirm these and let's get tarot. I really want to see what's going on in your life right now. You're with a snake. Whoa. So, oh my God. You literally got, and what is this? Not today. So they got this, not the boundaries. They got the boundaries. And you guys, this collect. So under this girl with a snake, this keys with the ring, we have the not today, not dealing with it. But also putting up certain boundaries. We have 2 boundary cards here. So maybe this collective, you're really needing to really be in that masculine strength and put up those boundaries and really see yourself and your self-worth. It did happen with with my other collective in the morning, that one of the things that they were working through was not only their self-appreciation, but, you know, it was activating self-appreciation within this collective is what I'm feeling. And yes, trying to keep that positive mindset, you know, the outdated thinking, removing it and trying to focus on the oneness, the expansion, the endurance, you know, the trying to enjoy, trying to be happy, you know, not focus so much on what happened to you. But I do believe there are certain events playing in your mind right now, making you reflect. Butterfly, lightning, and the chaser. Confirmation. You are thinking of this person. Maybe in the past they were chasing, but now I see it's more of, you know, you guys are kind of like in this space of wanting to change. And the soulmates. They did get the soulmates. Soul contract energy. Clearly this collective, you're going through a change of state of mind. So don't make it fit. All right. Let us get into it. I feel like this collective, it's more of a, you know, maybe you're needing a little bit of kind of that support from your angels and your guides of what to do next. All right, let's confirm what this collective is currently going through. All right, let's confirm what you're currently going through. Wow. You got my Hierophant energy and world energy. And you guys did get the world in reverse. So there's certain lack of completion. But you're leading. That's my marriage card. This is my husband card, actually. I feel like this Hierophant is being activated within you right now. There's a reason why you're keeping that positive mindset. And seeing, you know, and there's reflection. There's reflection. Reprogramming your mind. I'm seeing that expansion card and that, the last 2 that came out. Oh, but there's a little bit of a lack of faith. Confirmation. Because there hasn't been a completion. There hasn't been a full circle moment. There's a little bit of negativity and despair. Like you have major arcana in your first row. This is whoa energy. And you have the sun in the bottom. This is about trying to be supremely optimistic, you know, and counting your blessings and really trying to focus on your authentic self. It makes sense with this Hierophant energy in the beginning of it. I do believe like this Hierophant energy is also illuminating that world and that star energy, really starting to really lead with the right kind of energy and trying to turn those energies around, that world and that star, and really start having faith and hope. But let's clarify this world energy. What is there? A lack of completion. The coming and going. Knight of Swords for me, even though it is the seizing the day, it is the seizing the day. It's that kind of energy that, you know, kind of like that FOMO energy. If I don't do it now, I'm going to regret it later. But then it's kind of like also that impulsive energy, you know, because of impatience or because there is a lack of faith. You're not letting everything take its course naturally. So I do feel like there are certain things having to do with your impulsivity and your impatience that is being illuminated. You're in world energy with this, so that you can finally see that because of this impulse, because of the impatience, you are still in, you know, lack of completion energy. You're not going to turn that wheel into your favor until you learn patience, until you learn, you know, not to be impulsive and actually lead with your intuition. There's a reason why that Hierophant is actually the first card in what you're currently going through right now. I feel the universe is really trying to activate you to really, you know, start leading with your intuition and not leading with your mind. There's a reason why also you're really trying to control your mind and trying to keep that positive mindset. We did get that with that black deck and the emotions card. You're trying to have courage. You're trying to have, trying to focus on your happiness, your expansion, trying to focus on the abundance and the gratitude. But I do believe you tend to go into that Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords energy. And more of an Eight of Swords, really entrapped in the mind sometimes, and you're really needing to control your mind. Don't make it fit. So you could be getting a lot of, lessons having to do with your impatience. Are you wanting to rush certain things? Are you currently, do you feel, I'm hearing this for a reason, like if you're in your day and you're like looking at your watch every time because you're like, I'm going to be late, that kind of energy, or I need this to go faster because I need to get there, instead of just letting everything happen, releasing control and not being, because that's also what control does. Control actually puts you into that imbalanced energy of, impulsivity and impatience, because you're wanting to control the situation instead of letting it flow. I feel like that's what the universe is really trying to show you, so that you can finally turn that wheel. I said the wheel for a reason. Turn that world energy into completion energy, into, that success, the achievement. Finally, I've learned this lesson of patience, of letting go of control, by just maybe sitting and in stillness is what I'm hearing. I feel like your divine feminine energy is needing to be activated right now. Let's clarify this star and then we'll confirm. Yes, mind over mentally strong. This is Queen of Swords. You're really trying to have faith, I feel, really trying to control your mind, having inner strength with your belief. But there is still a bit of a lack of inspiration with this, because this negativity still comes over you, is what I feel. You're trying to be fair, you're trying to be direct, realistic maybe, not let your imagination take the best of you, and just, be hopeful instead of hopeless. But there's a lack of belief in this collective's mind, and it makes sense. If there's a lack of belief in if you're being impulsive and you're needing to control things, then there's clearly a lack of belief in your sight, in your third eye, in your intuition. So clearly this collective, that's why this Hierophant energy has been activated. The thinking for yourself, you creating your thoughts, not the other way around. Being a leader with yourself, leading, trying to lead this collective. You have kind of like that theory understood, but you are lacking a little bit of action with it. You know what I mean? Don't make it fit. Do not make it fit. Whatever you're having test-wise currently has to do with impatience, has to do with impulsive acts or even speak, has to do with certain blunt energy, the coming and going, instead of staying still in one place and just letting everything flow naturally. You're having certain lessons in your mind right now with your mental strength, having to do with keeping that positive mindset instead of letting your mind control you, trying to turn that the other way around, and you controlling your mind, you reprogramming your mind with this Hierophant energy. Yeah. Let's confirm. Hierophant. Yes. Trying to release that anxiety, trying to release the stress, trying to release that fear, that we did get the fear and loneliness, hearing and trusting your intuition unveiled. This collective, I feel like you're unveiled. You're starting to see that we're worth fighting for. 7 of Wands, making a stand, facing it head on. And also your life. It's your life. This is about it's my life. Leading your life the way that you feel is the best by all, of course, values, changing the values, and having faith as well. We do have this Hierophant with that faith. I do believe that there's still a little bit of lack of faith because of your mind. It's trying to control you, but you're getting there. Moon in reverse, mental clarity with this. This collective, that's that clarity. That's that epiphany that you had. You know. World. All right, let's get world. Wow. Time for non-action. Confirmation. Don't be impulsive. That's where that lack of completion is coming from, the impulsivity. It's time to take a break. It's time to focus on healing. It's time to recalibrate and retreat from whatever it is that you're thinking you're wanting to do, whatever it is. And Knight of Swords, he is, he goes. He's fast. Knight of Swords is one of, it's Knight of Swords, the level of fastness or rapid movement. It's Chariot, Eight of Wands, and Knight of Swords. He's a fast-moving knight, but he's impulsive. He doesn't think first. He really just goes. He seizes the day. Sees the opportunity, he goes. The universe is asking you to go within. The universe is asking you to be in silence right now. They're asking you to rest and take a break, heal and recalibrate. Four of Swords, upright. This is what you're having a lack of faith of. Confirmation. Having to do with this love story, having to do with this partnership, having to do with this mutual feelings. Are there really mutual feelings is what I'm feeling. You're trying to keep your inner strength with faith that this is actually going to happen at some point, but let me get one more. This is consuming your mind. Sun, just have fun. This says, count your blessings, focus on yourself, focus on your authentic self. This is the Sun in reverse. It's not that big fat yes that we get with that Sun upright. This is about being supremely optimistic, but this is also about, try to really have fun in the now. Don't focus so much in the future and when this is coming in. That is what is putting that lack of faith, because it all ties in together. Your mind is wanting to keep you. Whoa, I literally just, my whole world just moved. That was so weird. But this collective, literally, you're going through a battle in your mind, having to do with positive thinking, having to do with, really that battle of the mind and your intuition. Well, I feel like your intuition is kind of like winning a little bit, but still your mind comes in. It's like, nope, I'm right. So clearly there's this collective. You guys are going through, a lot right now. You guys need to focus on yourselves. You guys need to focus on yourselves, and this will come whenever the right time is. Whenever you guys are ready as well. Whenever, the fear of the unknown doesn't give you anxiety, but just, you understand that the unknown is something that you do not know. It's not something that you need to fear. You know what I mean? There's a reason why I'm saying that. Literally, what I said. Nine of Swords. This is how you are. You're in regret. You're in emotional baggage. You're in an emotional anguish. Nine of Swords in reverse. So it's not only in your mind, it's having to do with your heart space. You're focusing on the unresolved issues. You have these intense feelings, the guilt. You did get that with the emotions. There's past life trauma that you need to heal. You need to focus on healing that before coming in with your divine. You're in paralyzed by fear right now. You need to go within. You need to isolate. You need to go within. This is about forcefulness. You're being forceful. You're being impulsive, and it's making you feel powerless at the same time. You're focused on that loneliness instead of, seeing it as independence. There's a reason why I'm saying everything. There's a reason why I'm saying everything. This collective, the biggest thing, it doesn't mean that it's not there. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It means that the focus needs to shift into yourselves right now. That's what this means. You're currently going through a major transformation, a major, transformation within your mind and your soul. You need to let this happen. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's see. Hold on. Let me turn on this light because, like, I can't see anything. All right. That's way too. Right there. Right there. Yeah, right there. All right. I want to see universally how the universe is seeing you right now. What is, depth of emotion. That's what they're wanting to, what they're wanting you to reflect as well. But through your emotions, that's how they are making you pay attention what you're needing to heal. You have mirroring. There's that mirror again. This collective, you really do, and there's a reason why I said the universe's perspective. I feel like there's depth of emotion from both of you guys. You guys do mirror this aspect, but it's not all that is needed. You can't just live over depth of emotion. You can't just live over love. There needs to be, healing. There needs to be effective communication. There needs to be a consistency as well. So if you are currently in an energy of coming and going, that is not going to work for your divine. It doesn't work for you either. You're clearly seeing it's not working for you anymore. Just trust. All right. How is the universe seeing this? You're going through an upgrade. Confirmation. You're going through an upgrade. And what's activating is that depth of emotion. Whoa. I'm getting these together because these flew. Confirmation. You're going through that explosion of emotion because they're trying to activate this within you, your own psychic abilities. Every time I see this, though, I do feel it's like you're divine. But for this particular collective right now, because the question was what's currently going on in your energy, your Hierophant energy. Hierophant is that male magician. No, not the male magician. The male, seer, where the female psychic abilities would be that high priestess energy. That's my pairing for me. But this explosion of emotion is activating your sight. You're going through a major transformation. You're being really activated right now. Just trust it. You're going through certain temptations on purpose. For the love of God. Oh. The universe is activating temptation in you to see if you're finally learning the lesson, if you're being impulsive with that temptation, or if you're staying still in your divine feminine energy. Because we all embody that. It's not just the divine masculine energy that you embody, that you have. It's, there's one that is more predominant than the other. For me, I feel I'm more of a divine feminine energy, but I understand that I need to be in balance divine masculine and divine feminine energy because, I can't just live off just, you know what I mean? There needs to be a balance. There needs to be, with that divine masculine energy, the strength in my words, strength in my decisions, assertiveness as well, really strengthen my boundaries, really knowing who I am, and also the action that I need to put with it. My action is doing this for you guys. Putting action with what has to do with my service work, what has to do with, whatever it is that I have to do in my life. Nothing is going to fall from the sky and just be like, oh, here you go because you're a divine feminine. No. There's a reason why I'm saying that. Clearly this collective, I needed to say that. But divine feminine energy is also, being kind to yourself, having empathy towards others, living in that unconditional love towards others, not having judgment towards others, also sitting in stillness, knowing patience, not being impulsive. There's a reason why I'm saying this. And again, that mirroring. They're trying to really activate you into coming home. This ancient Egypt for me is love since the beginning of time, but also the motherland. So you could really resonate with ancient Egypt, but also they're trying to activate you in action with, I want to say getting to know your, like, the motherland, but not in that sense. It's more of, start learning about this. Really get into the potential of what you can create, because you, as your feminine, you both are powerful beings. You just need to believe it. There's a reason why they're activating it through the emotion, because emotion, your body's emotion, is the biggest compass, the biggest sign that you can ever have for making decisions. If it's putting you in an overwhelming state, clearly it is not the right decision you have to make. If it's at peace and you literally don't even think about it, you just do it, it's clearly something that you need to do. You know what I mean? And if you end up doing something and then you get anxiety, clearly that was a lesson in, okay, that was me being impulsive. You know what I mean? But I do believe that, like, the universe is really trying to get you to really activate with your full potential, that hierophant energy, with that magic that has been bestowed upon you, and you acting it, putting the action that you need to put within it. All right, let's confirm Atlantis. What is that depth of emotion activating? Your runner tendencies. Why did I run? Introspection through that emotion. Why did I run? Why am I wanting to run back to this person, for example? Was it because I was in wounded masculine energy? Wounded masculine is very impulsive, very jealous as well. There's a reason why I said that with the black cards. They're trying to get you to remove that. I want one more because I feel I'm getting my clearing and healing out karma energy. Dreams. You could be really having a lot of vivid dreams right now, having to do with certain emotions, or certain, kind of like those vivid dreams that you feel like you're really in it, and you can feel the universe is really trying to send you signs and, messages through your dreams currently. You're having this collective, you're having very vivid dreams. The kind that it's like, whoa, where was I? You wake up and you're like, wait a minute, what the hell? You know what I mean? And you know what I say about dreams. For me, dreams are, and more those vivid dreams that you kind of remember everything. So what I would recommend for this collective, if that was the first one in what's currently going on with your energy universally, it's have like a piece of paper or like a little notebook or something next to your bed, and whenever you wake up from a very vivid dream, write down what you remember. Write down what you remember, because those are messages that your angels are providing for you, that the universe is providing for you, so that you can heal out whatever emotion is tied to that dream. For me, dreams are, and the vivid ones are, kind of like that karmic clearing in other timelines, because I believe that we live in parallel universes with different timelines. It's through our decisions that we reach one or the other. For me, the deja vus are actually us reaching a certain timeline that we were supposed to reach through our decisions, and that's why we get that deja vu, because our soul already recognizes that imagery, or that scenario, or that emotion there. That was weird. Or that emotion there, but I'm sorry, I literally just lost it. Oh my God. The deja vus. All right. So deja vus, what it, we feel like we already, went through it, because our soul already has gone through it. It's because we're tied solely with those other timelines, but because we haven't seen it in the 3D, literally we haven't seen it in the 3D, and through dreams, in our dream state, we kind of see it in the 3D, you know what I mean? And more the ones that we remember. Because we haven't seen it in 3D, it's like, wait, I feel like I've lived this before. I feel like I've seen this before, but it's because we've reached that timeline of that moment. That's what deja vus are for me. My universal truth. It could be for you guys as well. You're ascending. You're going through light code. This is, and literally when I was about to confirm that DNA upgrades, light codes, leveling up, you're going through a very major, soul transformation right now. Accept it. What did I say that I saw? You're clearing and healing out the karma. through this DNA upgrades. You're going through a very big purge, and it makes sense. Your feminine is going through Phoenix period. Love bombing, psychic abilities. So you could be getting a lot of, explosion of emotion having to do with certain music. Maybe the signs are coming from music, and you can, I'm seeing that also as maybe you think of a certain song and then you hear it on the radio or a certain place where you haven't been before. Not the kind, it's the kind of signs that it's not like, oh, you literally turned on your playlist and that song can actually appear. No. It's you are literally thinking certain things that are coming into existence. That's what I feel with that. And I feel like for this collective, that is even more of an explosion of emotion for this collective, because it's literally like, whoa, what just happened? I literally was just hearing this song. Or even you hear someone whistling it. You know what I mean? Or singing it. Don't make that fit. Oh, Archangel Raphael. He's our healing energy. He's our healing angel. Temptation. So literally with that temptation, fear. What is it activating? Fear in you. Should I do it or shouldn't I do it? I want one more. There's a reason why I wanted another one. I feel like this comes over whenever you hear this person's name or whenever you see this person's name anywhere that you see it, through signs or whatever it is. There's this temptation to contact them. Again, there's this reason I said that sense of urgency. There's this temptation to contact them, and I feel like you stop yourself because of fear. That's what the universe is really trying to, they're really trying to get you to see that you are divine light as well. Not just your feminine, you as well. But they're trying to activate, that release of that fear with that names. Ancient Egypt. Love since the beginning of time, home. What did I say about ancient Egypt? The mothership. Trying to get you to really start learning about where we really are from. But home. Your person can really have beautiful eyes like that. But activating through your gifts having to do with, that ancient Egypt, that motherland. Activating that action towards you finding your home or getting to your home. You could have an age gap with this person, but also emotional maturity is what I'm seeing with that. Let's get one more for home. I do believe that is your feminine, but... Awakening. Sign. Awakening. To activate that movement. Sign. Beautiful. You're going through another awakening. Beautiful. To finding yourself, your home again. And home for me is, even though you see this person as home, maybe I'm seeing it's more of they're truly trying to activate that you seeing yourself as home. You finding yourself again through that awakening. Alrighty. Let us get... So I am a little hesitant in seeing if I should see how you're feeling towards your person, or should I just focus on you guys like I did with them? I think I'm just going to focus on you guys like I did with them, but I am going to do it a little bit differently. I think I want to get what you're needing to focus on right now to see where you're going to be healing, or how you would be, what do you need to focus on and to heal that? Hold on. Let's see what you're needing to heal and how you need to change that focus. We'll do it like that. And then I want to get universal message, universal messages to see what is, what the universe is trying to provide for you, what they're really trying to illuminate in your life right now. Hold on. I want to get your shadow. And then what is coming for you. Let's get your shadow quickly. 3, just 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So we have having courage. Beautiful. So fear, vulnerability, and growth. So whatever is tied to your fear has to do with your vulnerability. Again, there's a reason why they're activating through your emotions. Certain resentment. But forgiveness, release, and serenity. That's what they're trying to make you focus on. Oh my God, and your shadow is blossoming right now. I do believe that. But resilience and nourishing. You need both sunlight and darkness to fully bloom. Resentment. It often festers, causing a desire for revenge. Let go of the past to find peace and having courage. Stop hiding. Show up and let yourself be seen. Confirmation with that home energy. All right, let's see what that universe is really trying to help you heal right now. Old habits, literally the first one. I'm seeing that mind, but also, you know, maybe leaving things for the last minute, or, you know, really, I'm seeing that divine masculine strength with that, you know, and action. So maybe there are certain things, maybe you're feeling like you want to stop drinking. Maybe you feel like you want to start taking certain substances. There's no judgment here, and no judgment here. But, you know, when we do come into our self-worth, there are certain things that we start seeing as they're not good for us. But it's something natural that happens. So maybe, you know, there are certain friends or there's certain connections that whenever you do get together, it's always you guys end up drinking, or you end up doing whatever it is that you end up doing. I feel like the universe is maybe illuminating certain mask energies having to do with that, you know, and really showing you the kind of state that someone can be in that energy, or in that, you know, under that influence. And really trying to make you see that that is not the best for you. That is not that sovereign light that you need to become. And also with your mind, start really releasing the old habits and creating new habit. Not habit as a habit, but new, you know, the reprogramming I said before. Inadequacy. I was going to say independence, but it was actually inadequacy. I'm seeing that as more that self-image energy, you know, you feeling inadequate. Like you can't do it. Confirmation with the past life healing, past life trauma. It's part of your shadow. It's part of what's being illuminated right now so you can heal it. And the anxiety. They're wanting to get a really big layer out of you, having to do with habits, the inadequacy, and certain past life wounds that you currently have. All right. Let's see how what's the focus that you need to be able to heal this out, or how you can, you know, refocus to be able to heal this out. Old habits. Whoa, okay, so two things for old habits. Family and relocation. And it's funny because for the other collective, one thing was travel for them. So maybe moving out, maybe you live with your family, and, you know, that also puts in kind of like, and maybe that's what's actually activated in inadequacy as well with you. So maybe if you do have someone who is, who lives with you, or your parents who are very, you know, getting things done, and, you know, kind of like that horse energy. They keep going and keep going and keep going, and you, this collective, feel enough. You compare yourself a lot to them, you know, maybe a lot of the questions of, or those thoughts of, well, when they were this age, they were already doing this and this and this, and I feel like that also activates that inadequacy, you know. I do feel like, and even maybe your family could be a little bit kind of like that overbearing family that really is like, oh, you need to do this and this and this. You can't be lit. You can't be doing this all the time. And, you know, kind of like that energy that really, they try to support you, but because they don't have the best form of communication, or they don't really pay attention maybe to how they need to communicate to you for you to understand that what they're wanting to teach you, or really see it as constructive criticism and not see it as full criticism. You know what I mean? The reason why I say that, so this collective, you clearly go through that with your family. I do believe anyways that part of how you could heal the old habits is literally getting out of your house, moving somewhere else. I understand that everyone's finances isn't the same, and that we're living in a world where everything is really, you know, expensive at some places of the world as well. But I do believe that relocation, or that independence, you know, really getting out of that nest to create your own nest with your new habits, with your new reprogramming, you know, really that higher fin energy is going to help you heal those old habits. And the inadequacy, nature. Going outside. Getting out to get fresh air. You know, maybe you have a 9-to-5 that really is consuming you right now. I'm seeing that as letting your inner child out. Let's get one more. For inadequacy. Leadership. So we have leadership here. I feel I'm seeing my Hierophant energy with that. So again, I'm seeing that as focus in the leader that you really are. You're not inadequate. Get that out of your mind. Part of you healing it is you believing that you really are that leader. And also going out in nature, I feel, is going to help you as well. You know, grounding is what I'm feeling with that. Past lives. Reading. Learning. Oh my God. That ancient Egypt card. Focus on learning. I want one more. And discernment. Confirmation. Oh my God. I feel like the biggest thing the universe is wanting to show me with these has to do with, you know, maybe not you getting into your lineage, but I am seeing this as part of your past life. So if you are a magical person now, in your past lives, you were a magical person as well. Not all souls are magical in the sense of that can create that kind of change that the world needs. If you're in a divine connection, clearly you are here to create change in the world. Through what? Unconditional love. So what you need to do first is find that unconditional love towards yourself. You need to first believe in yourself and love yourself the right way to be able to teach other people how to love themselves the right way. You can't really, you know, teach someone else how to love themselves the right way if you keep self-sacrificing, if you keep, you know, yourself in fear and anxiety, if you keep yourself, you know, in isolation, and you really don't go out, or you really don't interact with people where you can actually help other people. You know what I mean? There's a reason why I'm saying this. I feel the universe is really trying to activate you into start learning about your craft, about what you, life after life, that gift that you, life after life, had. And start really having discernment with what is really going on in the world. That it's literally that veil. I'm seeing that as, you know, taking that veil off, taking that band-aid off, and having discernment, justice energy. They're wanting you to start nourishing yourself with the information that you were always meant to know, is what I'm hearing. That's amazing. And cleaning, cleansing out the negative energy. Alrighty. Hold on, because these are different, so I don't like to mix them. Even though I've been feeling like maybe I should mix these, you know, and see what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Alrighty. Whew. Let's see. Let us see. Let us get... Okay, let's get universally what the universe is wanting to release, and then we'll get tarot to confirm that, and then I need to go. And we'll get angel, I think I'm going to get angel messages for you guys, because, yeah, I'm going to get some angel message for you guys to give you a little bit more encouragement. All right, this Divine Masculine Collective. Universal message. Let's get dice. All right, let's get dice and see how far ahead the universe wants us to tap into. I know we're going to get surrender cards for you guys as well anyways. So let's do that first. Let's get you guys surrender, what you guys need to surrender. And then we'll get what is coming in the future with this collective universally. I cannot make these up. Surrender to your intuition, confirmation. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. I cannot make this up. Surrender your attachment to results, confirmation with that controlling energy. And also this is blue chakra, that communication energy. There's something that you are not being truthful with yourself. That's where that fear is coming from, because you're not believing in yourself, and you're not believing in your truth. I felt like it was like right here. And surrender your need to always be right, confirmation with your mind. I love when this happens. This is the surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding and not rigid. This will help you resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. Accepting, taking responsibility. It's literally acceptance. It's understanding that you have one vision and they have the other. Okay, let's get one more. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Confirmation with that sun energy. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat their affirmations. I have faith that all is well. And literally, that is exactly what the universe is trying to illuminate within you. The fact that that star energy is in reverse because there is a lack of faith from this collective. Because since you're not seeing movement in the 3D of what you actually at one point maybe envisioned, and now you're not believing your vision, that's why you are not being truthful with yourself and really taking the lead through your intuition, but more taking the lead through your mind, because your mind really shows you 3D aspects. That's that judgment energy, that discernment. That is that discernment. And surrender to prayer. Maybe you need to start meditating or start praying or whatever it is that you do that helps you connect with source. There's a reason why I'm saying everything. This collective, you need to let go of that 3D aspect of what you're seeing with these two eyes that show you that 3D tangible evidence, and start really believing in that intangible evidence that your sight is actually showing you that you can achieve and that can happen. It's just because our brain is more tied to that timing and that we want it now because we've already seen it instead of doing the work. There's a reason why I'm saying that. There's a reason why I needed to do this reading anyway, so. Alrighty. Let's get how far ahead we need to tap in for this collective, what universe wants to say, what the source wants to say for this collective, what you need to focus on, what kind of lessons you might be getting, and then we will get tarot. All right, let's get how far ahead. If 6 comes out, then we're doing weeks, and if anything else comes out, we're doing days. 1. All right. The next day, maybe there's a reason why, you know, if you're watching this reading now and there's one day, it's kind of like going to help you with your belief. Let's tap into a day, 24 hours. One day for this collective. One day. Universe, one day. So whatever has been stuck, this is the ball and chain. Whatever has been stuck or weighing you down, certain restrictions and addictions could be illuminated right now. Codependency, trapped in difficult relationships. They're trying to get you to, well, these are way too many. I'll just get them anyways. Hold on. So dolphin energy, trying to focus on that peace and harmony. Effective communication. There could be something having to do with communication. And then we'll have the rabbits, new beginnings. I am seeing that as but desire here. In sexual chemistry. Not, you know, the sexuality. What the hell is wrong with my hair today? Do you see it's why is that? Sorry, I'm being distracted. What the hell? Okay, hold on. We have, wow, you're a magnet right now. But you're a magnet to your success. This is victory. You have that trophy came out with that magnet, and it's 31 and 32. So you could be seeing consecutive numbers, but I do feel like you're a magnet for success if you learn it the right way. If you see it there's a reason why. But this is about deserving an award. But you're a magnet right now, attracting. There's a reason why I said I feel like the universe is trying to get you to really, you know, activate that divine feminine energy. You're in attraction. I don't chase, I attract energy. Not be impulsive. Field of influence. I feel like something very big is happening tomorrow. Or whenever you're seeing this timeless reading. But there's something having to do with this scythe, this release, harvest season, liberating, having to do with certain plans you have been putting in motion. There's something gaining momentum. There's something set in motion right now that has to do with that release. But ripping off the band, a certain surprise. But a certain butterfly effect. So whatever you are... I feel like you're releasing a certain tie right now, or you're going to be releasing a certain connection that is actually going to be that domino effect into letting attract what you need to attract, that victory energy. And then we have the rings. It's about agreement, pact, certain cycles, karma, closure, circle of trust, commitment, contracts, partnership, or you're reaping what you sow. Oh, you got the butterfly, but it's for the integration of your mind and body. Confirmation. Literally what you're currently going through, you know, that clearly it's important for this collective. Something is happening tomorrow, or, you know, the next day of when you're seeing this reading that has to do with your intellectual and emotional balance, that has to do with authentic decision, all for the integration of your mind and your soul, your mind and your heart. You know, you're transforming, you're butterflying, embracing change, evolution of the soul, rising up, inspiration, reinventing yourself. All right. All right, universal message the next day, this one day, 24 hours, universal message. What is happening, Source, with this color? You got the Chariot upright. And what did I say today? Strength of will, forward movement, determination, willpower. There's a reason why I said that's... Oh my God! It's activating new beginnings. There could be a certain offer having to do with Pentacle path, but abundance, stability, security. You got the Queen of Cups upright. What the hell is going on? I feel like this is going to be your aha moment. This is going to be the aha moment that changes your perception of what the universe... This is going to be the major aha moment that's going to activate that belief within you, is what I'm feeling. Wow. Okay, so a few weeks, like letting go of control, celebrating life, having fun in summer. But then we have this Nine of Cups in reverse. This is about self-indulgence, but certain addictions and imbalance, emptiness, overindulging as well, certain selfish acts. I want to clarify this Nine of Cups. For some reason, I'm feeling that has to do with that scythe and that domino effect. Let me clarify Nine of Cups. Clarify Nine of Cups, please. Hierophant energy. Because you're thinking for yourself. People are going to be thinking, oh, it's coming from a selfish place, coming from emptiness, coming from imbalance, but it's actually coming from your Hierophant energy, from the unconventional, the non-conforming energy. Not what it seems, and you're going to feel like it. This is the moon upright. This is about deception, dreams, anxiety, illusion, misconception, but not what it seems. Certain cowardly, false pretenses, sneaky, getting away, self-interest, the mask. I want one more. I'm feeling like it's not you, God. For some reason, I'm feeling like it's not. You're going through confirmation. Okay, good. This is a death and rebirth energy. You're going through a death and rebirth by finally thinking for yourself, by challenging that status quo, by, maybe being a little bit selfish and self-indulging in yourself and not thinking and being self-sacrificing towards everyone. You're going to feel like it's a hollow feeling, but it's actually activating you into your self-worth. You're going through a death period having to do with actual selfishness, having to do with an imbalanced energy, having to do with addictions, having to do with overindulging someone, having to do with materialism. You're going through a rebirth period. Total overhaul. Complete renewal energy to actually turn this Hierophant up and have that reprogramming yourself, reinventing yourself. You're going through that butterfly effect. It's that butterfly energy, a transformation. This is beautiful. You're going to feel like it's a hollow feeling because it's something that you've never done before, because it's something that clearly for this collective, you were someone who would overindulge into other people's needs. Maybe you will be self-sacrificing at one point or the other. Maybe, with certain people, you were a little bit selfish, but, you're going through this ending to bring this new beginning. And that was the last card of this first part of the spread. So you're going through Queen of Coins, accepting your divine feminine energy, accepting that nurturing, grounding yourself. Maybe you start going into nature. This is one day, though. So there's something that's happening having to do with your you actually challenging that status quo that actually really activates that transformation within you. There's a reason why I said transformation in the beginning of this reading. But there's this willpower that comes over you in the next 24 hours that actually, really, it's that domino effect into that new beginning. And also by you starting to see yourself how you truly are, this person who is, a business savvy, or you have impeccable taste, and whatever you do choose is right for you. Someone who's very realist as well, and very grounded and caring towards themselves, detailed towards themselves, really, and it's prosperity as well. And because of this, there's this letting go of control, and this is about a few weeks. So I do believe that this is kind of like that domino effect into the few weeks to this total renewal of energy. Wow. Chariot. Let's confirm. And also that Queen of Coins could be your person. All right, let's confirm these. Chariot. It's bringing this new perspective. Aha moments. Sign. Awakening. Beautiful. This movement here. Release, letting go, allowing, yielding, and epiphany. Surrendering. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ace of Coins. 2 came out. Oh. But reflecting, okay, so this is about new emotional cycle, seeing clearly, divine aid and endings, ending this energy, the 4 of Cups upright, you know, the boredom, the dissatisfaction, the unmotivation, the repression, the reluctancy, the weary energy, the missed opportunity, seeing it in a different perspective with that Hangman energy. So it's something that this Ace of Coins is something that is kind of whatever. I want one more for this. Hold on. There's something bubbling under the surface right now that you're lacking direction. I feel like it has to do with that Pentacle path or whatever new beginning in grounding or potential you see. It could be that maybe this new beginning starts in about 3 months, having to do with, you know, the missed opportunities. Oh my God, and literally, this fell from my hand. That's it. The collaboration, the soul connection, the active listening. Well, there's a reason why you need to focus on yourself right now. I'm just saying, you need to release emotional pain. What's bubbling under the surface, it's the emotional pain. You can't go through it right now. There's certain... All right, so what I'm feeling with this Ace of Coins, I feel like whatever the strength of will and with this new perspective that you do have has nothing to do with this Ace of Coins. Well, it has to do with it, but it doesn't have to do with it. Because I feel like that Ace of Coins for this collective has to do with that soul connection that you are, you know, that person, you're divine. I do believe that is weighing heavy in your heart right now. It's actually putting you into that 4 of Cups energy, you know, wallowing in sadness, really going over the missed opportunity because you're going over this aha moment, because you have the strength of will. It's kind of like it's a little bit of counterproductiveness, because for one part you're really, you know, in action mode, but for another you're in fear mode because you're going over the emotional baggage of this connection. You know what I mean? I do believe that this 3 of Coins does happen. It's just that it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow. This is something tomorrow, whatever is happening with your strength of will and you seeing that, wanting that change, and you gaining that new perspective, is going to be that domino effect. Whatever decision that you make is what I'm feeling, because this is about releasing and, you know, liberating yourself, ripping off the band-aid with a certain decision that you need to make that is going to be that domino effect into bringing the Ace of Coins, bringing, you know, really that forward movement that you're wanting with the connection. But first, you need to tie up the loose ends. You need to go through certain healing. You need to release and really heal the energy of that past connection to be able to get into a new connection. I feel like what's bubbling under the surface is a little bit of impulsivity, and I feel like this collective, the universe is really saying, you know, just chill. Ground, Ace of Coins, that's ground, you know, this is here. It's not that it's not here. It is a soul connection. It's not that it's not going to happen. You just need to first focus on yourself. You need to first go through that deep emotional cleanse, confirmation to what I said before. You need to start a new emotional cycle with you know, your new reprogrammed mind. If you can't open a new door with an old key, basically. You cannot have this new beginning with the same, you know, mentality that you still have now. You know what I mean? But it's something that you need to work through. This is not something that can happen overnight. This is, you know, you training your mind every day, and putting that belief within you every day, and also putting in the work every day and trying to heal what you need to heal. And this is about 3 months. This could be something that really, you know, starts flourishing between in you know, in the next 3 months. But for now, the biggest thing for this collective, you need to focus on yourself. There's a reason why I say everything. Queen of Coins. Wow. Oh my God. So 2 of Wands, an opportunity, charting a course, getting ready, future planning, decisions, but in a grounded energy. Wheel of Fortune. This is about a big push. Certain, and also coins is 3D. So I do believe that something in the 3D is going to happen that actually really, I'm seeing that the discovery, the getting ready. A certain karmic lesson having to do with you being grounded. I'm seeing is it permanent? The universe is wanting to, maybe it's kind of like that test of faith energy. Are you seeing it as, and it's so crazy because literally my other collective, you guys got water and earth energy. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that they were earth. Queen of Coins energy. But I do see this as you being grounded, you being still. I feel like there's an opportunity, or there's something that is about to, that's going to chart that course into, are you going to learn that karmic lesson, or are you going to be impulsive? Are you going to learn that karmic lesson and lay that foundation the right way? Set the goals, grounded energy, study of magic as well. And we did get that with this collective, that focusing and the reading to heal that past life energy. Are you going to use this as a turning point? Are you going to get that luck of the draw and see that opportunity as, taking that moment of bliss is what I'm feeling with that. So are you going to take on that challenge? Or are you going to let those external forces really weigh you down? All right, what's happening in a few weeks? What is this collective link? Shifting, so 1 to 2 weeks. Shifting consciousness, gaining strength, final steps, and an increase. But let's see, I want to get, not timing. What are you guys letting go of control with? With your unpredictability and your shadow. Oh my God, you're letting go of your shadow. Finally, beautiful. Devil energy. You're understanding that whatever is lacking your energy has to do with negative karmic connections, letting go of what doesn't serve you. There's a shift in consciousness with your codependency, with the energetic implants as well. Physical or emotional abuse you could be going through, not physical, but you could be going through certain emotional, I'm seeing that gaslighting energy. Literally, it's this collective, there's a shift in your consciousness having to do with unhealthy patterns, with your unpredictability, what gives you that lack of energy, what really puts you in that controlling energy, what puts you in that tyrannical maybe, but when you're ruthless and bored and you're always needing to look for something new because you're always, you know what I mean? That is where that shift of consciousness is coming from. It's a final step and it's an increase. You start enjoying life is what I'm feeling with that. 9 of Cups. Oh, there it is. That hollow feeling is coming from the grief, from the deep emotional pain. There's a reason why you're needing to release. There's a reason why you're needing to take that time to reflect inward. But tune into your intuition, taking care of yourself and focusing on self-love. Confirmation. But you're going through a death period. You have a lot of major arcana here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 major arcanas here. You're pre-manifesting. You're going through pre-manifestation phase. But yeah, I feel like in the next 24 hours there's something that's going to happen that's going to have a domino effect, and the rest of your decisions, the rest of the lessons that do come into your life. Biggest thing is grounding yourself, going outside. You guys saw that with the nature. Don't let your mind take over. Understand that whatever happens in the next, following your intuition, in the next couple of weeks, there's something there's this perspective shift. There's a gain. It's the consciousness shift, where you're gaining strength by letting go of control, by finally releasing the unhealthy patterns having to do with your shadow, really letting everything flow, You know, and even, you know, maybe in the next couple of weeks, you do have your shadow illuminated. Maybe you start getting a little bit overwhelmed, or you really feel, you know, those negative karmic connections. You start feeling overwhelmed with energies that no longer align with you, and you're needing to release them. Literally lacks energy. The leeches, energetic leeches. And then we do have this Nine of Cups energy. I want one more though. Hold on. I want one more with the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is temperance. There's a lack of perspective with this temperance energy because there's still a little bit of impatience. There's a reason why that Three of Coins came out with that 3 months. In about 3 months. There could be certain family discord. And we did say you're maybe needing to move away from your family. There's certain steps you need to take within your life first. Before this person can come in. You do have a trophy moment. You do have, you know, this commitment. You do have this new beginning. But you need to first focus on the new beginning within yourself. My advice. Of course, everyone is, you know, the leader of their own life. Just my advice, you know, don't keep it all in. Just follow your intuition. It's what the universe is really trying to get you to do. But let's get a couple of, I want to get one of these. Let's see what angel is going to follow you around in this process. Orpheal, guardian of the wilderness, connect to nature. Sign. Protector of the wilderness, natural cures, grounding, elemental magic. As the patron of nature lovers, I will protect your wilderness adventures and efforts to conserve nature. Maybe Nephirate, winter, and not now. And 27. Why am I hearing the 2nd of July? So something can happen in winter having to do with certain, you know, nature, the grounding. But also maybe, you know, this is kind of like that sign of you get out in nature. You are protected. Oh my God. I literally just did that. And 4th of July as well. But angel of willpower. So Yehuya, I can't remember. I can't say that. But angel of willpower and new beginnings, motivation, ambition, new start, aspirations, new projects, and attaining goals. I infuse you with creative passion and energy to start and successfully complete new projects. Today's the day, success. Literally, today's the day. All right, let's get a couple of angel messages maybe that you need to hear. Every prayer is heard. Trust that you... And they did say maybe surrendering to prayer. Every prayer is heard. Trust that the answers are unfolding in perfect timing. For sure. Trust in divine timing. Oh my God. Sign. Trust in divine timing. But remain steadfast in your faith and allow the process to unfold. Amazing things are in the works. Sign. Beautiful. All right, guys. Let's quickly confirm that with these. I need to go. Quickly confirm. Whoa. Emotions are running high. The end of a tough cycle approaches, and it's time to release negativity. Couldn't have said it better myself. Alrighty, guys. Let's get charmies. Whoa. So we have the bell, the persisting bell. Yes. Oh, the man on the moon. Connecting with the moon, though. Connecting with the moon. Star energy and kiss. Focus on your dream. Focus on that wish. Turn it around. And kisses, love, unconditional love. The time is now. The time is now to change that perspective. You're divinely guided. We have the Hand of Fatima and meditation. So maybe protect yourself and maybe meditate. Also, you're always protected. This is my always protected. And you guys did get also the little, what's it called? The little suitcase. So maybe you're traveling to New York, Paris, or Tokyo, or London, Hong Kong, and Moscow. And you guys did get, you know, that you were maybe needing to move. Maybe you decide to move to another country. All right, angel numbers, birthdays, important dates, etc. 12 of the 2nd, 2nd of the 12th, 75, 33, divine feminine energy sign. But 3rd of the 3rd, portal energy as well. 16th of the 2nd, 16th of the 12th, 16th of the 3rd, 16th of the 5th. 16th of the 10th, 10th of the 2nd, 10th of the 3rd, 10 of the 5th, 10 completion. 5 transformation, 5 by itself, Enzima. So we have 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1 action, and you guys did get that with the cards. But 7, 6, 5 and 3, 2, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6 of the 6th, portal energy as well, and 66. 17th of the 6th, 17th of the 2nd, 17th of the 3rd, 17th of the 5th, 42, angel number, 64, angel number. The angels are by your side. 16th of the 7th, 16th of the 2nd, 16th of the 3rd, 16th of the 5th, and 16th of the 6th. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you all, and I will see you all tomorrow in another reading. Mwah! Bye, guys.